Good. I like warm. All right, I gotta go to bed. But you guys, star fort out or to the North Pole, man. Yeah, let's go there. I like that. Either
You
way.
first. I'm right behind you. All right, man.
Cheers.
You have a good night.
No, don't be behind me, man. Don't be up behind me. Get on my side. I don't like that shit.
Who is that? Who said that?
Like, Mike Power.
Oh, okay. How you doing,
All
bro?
right, Mike Power. I guess I'm out of here too, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Oh, jeez. It's gonna be dead air.
Yep. Still chugging along, piecing my brains together.
Oh shit.
So the guy we talked to earlier, he migrated to the lobby to not present any evidence of the globe, evidently. So that's
The
fun.
guy who didn't know the difference between belief and knowledge.
Yeah, that guy. And he still doesn't know it. It seems like so. It's gonna be a long night
When
for
he
him.
said that shit, it reminded me of the people that say, "Oh, you have your facts, I have my facts." No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. It's not how facts work.
Yeah, usually girls say that, from my experience. It's a very feminine thing to say.
Oh, what a world! What a world we're in.
Zing. It's always fun to roast the Globers.
But like, it's very different in the chat. He's a bit more brave and more abrasive, and he's like being very aggressive,
Keyboard
kind of.
warrior.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. On voice, he's kind of civil, but as soon as you get to typing, it turns a bit gangster.
Video gangster.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing war we're in. I'm not so sure if it will ever stop either. Sometimes I think that's the point of this place.
Say what? Say
The war we're
what?
in for
Oh,
truth.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, that one.
I love your picture, Northern Rebellion.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we'll always be outnumbered by the atheists and the fake Christians. So it's going to be an uphill battle to reprogram whether you believe there are 8 billion people. We have to reprogram them and teach them basic shapes, basic, like 3 years old level education. We have to reteach these people. So we face
I
an
don't know
uphill
if it's gonna
battle.
be always, 'cause, the new kids that are coming up, like nobody is by default inundated with this stuff unless they're watching the TV and all this. So the kids like aren't buying some of it. So there's some hope in that for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible that I have an actual, like, I don't know, like mass awakening utopia.
I think it's
I
possible.
mean,
Well,
I
it
think it's
sounds
possible.
great.
there's no coincidence that most flat earthers are religious or God followers, and most Globers, anti flat earthers, are atheists. It's not a
Yeah,
coincidence.
no
Definitely
doubt.
isn't.
Atheists
Makes me think. It
flat
makes me
Earth
think.
because
Did
it's
I
the
at
most intelligent
some
design.
point choose? Oh, I'm sorry. I think we're.
I'll go
I
ahead.
think I was talking over you. Bad. No, finish, please. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that, like, with the anti-flat earthers, they're mostly atheists because they know when they hear flat Earth and the proofs, they know that flat Earth proves intelligent design. Therefore, the Bible could have some truth to it. Therefore, they can't just believe in their subjective truth and then like be wishy-washy and double
Absolutely.
speak. And obviously, there's going to be accountability for all your actions and deeds.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, nobody wants to face that.
Yeah, I see
It makes
it
you
as
wonder
like
if we
they want
chose
you
to come
to
here.
sin. They want you to sin as much as possible and do as many bad things as much as possible and believe in their Marxist atheist system, and they don't ever want you to question it, be just a worker bee. And maybe you'll get to 18 or 25 or 30 and you'll be like, what's the purpose in life? And you're going to find flat earth, or maybe you won't, or you're going to find some truth and investigate it. But that's why they censor it, because they can't have normie people hear the information. Because all it needed for me was somebody saying, water always seeks and finds its level. There's no real pictures of Earth from space. Once I heard that, triggered the investigation. So they can't have that.
They're arresting people for reading the Bible in public. I don't know if you know about that.
Where's that at?
Well,
That's
back in the day, they
Place
did
on
anything. If they found you with certain documents, they would hang you right away or kill you. So,
no, I'm talking about today.
like
Did some dude got
100
arrested
years ago,
for
women couldn't even vote. 100 years ago, yeah. So we think that 100 years ago was so long ago, and the women weren't even considered humans like 100 years ago. So, like, we're not that far off from that. How disgusting the world was 100 years ago. Whether it would be with black slavery, they were 3/5 of a man. So, like, that's not that long ago.
That's
The
no,
same
I don't
people
really
ran
believe
the
all
world
that.
back then.
I don't think the whole world bought that though back then. Just like we don't buy. There was people that weren't racist. The
That's
whole
not
world
true,
wasn't
man.
racist. There's no way the whole world was racist back then.
Women were not considered human. They couldn't vote because they were not in the military, were not drafted. And then slavery, well, black on black slavery was a thing. There's more slaves now than
Oh
ever
yeah.
before by numbers.
Yeah, nobody ever
So
wants to talk about the black slave owners that were in America.
Oh
exactly,
yeah.
yes.
And
Nobody ever wants to have
Right
that
now, just
conversation.
right now, human trafficking and human slavery
horrible.
is never been so high. So
It's worse. They're really exploiting Ukraine now with all that shit, like they always been. I mean, Ukraine was always been a hot spot for that shit.
yeah, Ukraine is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. I'm not defending invasions or wars. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, either side, NATO and for we know. We don't need to explain. They're both all in on it.
Yeah, it's pretty much when the bankers came, because when the natives or whoever lived here first, they didn't have these 3/5 of man. They didn't have this slavery. The natives lived on a
Yeah,
land. They ate the
they just
buffalo. They
sacrificed
used all
children.
the pieces. They eat all the hide.
Look,
The
natives
natives?
don't put them on a pedestal. They used to kill the children to control their own population if they're too much. They used to do horrible shit as well. For
Oh yeah,
sure.
beat them to their cave giant.
Doesn't
Back in
anybody
the
think
day.
it's odd that these supposed settlers came here to get away from the government, and then they established a new government, which is basically just as shitty
Right.
as the one they left.
It's a
And
fake
then they
story.
came here to, live in peace and to be prosperous, and then they started murdering natives. Fuck.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a fake
Just
story.
doesn't
The
make sense.
bankers came, took over
it's a
the land.
bofi there.
Happens.
They were kind of barbaric. Some of the Indian tribes are kind of barbaric.
Well, yeah, I realize that, but it's just I don't believe any of the stories that they tell throughout history. I don't believe any of that shit, to be honest. I think George Washington was a fucking traitor.
He's a Freemason, so we know he did lots of rituals and lots of
Yeah,
disgusting
he was a
things.
weirdo. Put it that way. I think he was a Bofi, the pagan, but he does use the word of God. I think he used it a couple times, and it worked. Man, oh whatever.
Well,
He's still one of them,
well,
though, in my opinion.
just like 50 Cent on his album, he wears a cross. Do you think he's a Christian? No, these people
Hell
say
no.
they're Christian. They say they're this. They put God in God. We trust on the money to make the atheists or to make the dumb people believe that these guys are actually. George Bush is a Christian. Obama's a Christian. If you believe that, you're retarded. They're not Christians.
Yep.
Judge them by their actions, not their fake words.
I'm confused on.
It's really
Okay,
simple.
so I believe in the Bible and I believe in Jesus. Does that automatically make me a Christian, even though I don't belong to any church?
Well, you don't need a
It's a
church.
label. It's a
You are the
label. It's a label. It's talked about in scripture specifically somewhere. It's a label the world gives you. You'll be called Christian. And that's just the label. You don't have to add anything more to it or less to it.
Mhm. I was raised Catholic, but that steered me away from God, actually.
Truth would be you're a follower of the way, the only way. Of course, that slaps every other religion in the face. That's just the way it is. Sorry.
I just hate it when you try to talk about religion and the Bible that people think they're one and the same when really they're not at all the same.
Yeah, they're not. The gospel is totally different than the religions we have here. Of course, we
Yeah.
take the gospel and take it the Old Testament, we mingle it all up, and we make our own religion out of it, our own selves and our own lives. Beat ourselves up with it, misinterpret it. I can keep going, but no. Oh man, I've had my own share of screw ups and mistakes, very serious mistakes, and
You ain't
regret
the
I
only
live
one.
with.
I'm a two-time felon.
Well, me, I might be classified as another creature.
I played around in the streets quite a bit growing up. And for some reason, I had to learn everything the fucking hard way. The hell did you mean by that anyway? Another creature? What the hell are you talking about?
You know exactly what I mean about it.
No, honestly, it went over my head. I missed it.
I mean, you look at Northern Rebellion's picture. I'm hinting to that, basically.
Northern
That,
Rebellion.
yeah, look at his. I'm basically saying that process happened to me.
Northern Rebellion.
His picture. Look at his picture.
Yeah. I'm not on my computer. I'm on my phone, so I gotta scroll. But
That's all y'all need to know about me. Live
okay,
out here in the sticks.
I don't even know what the hell that is. What is that?
What you don't see his picture? You don't get. Why I gotta speak in this
Well,
obvious?
it's real small, so I don't see very well, so I can't really make it out.
Well, it's a little doodle. I could say dude, but I'm gonna call it a
Here, I'll
doodle.
screenshot it and then I can blow it up.
It's
Maybe I'll
a
see.
dude, a silhouette of a dude. He's got a QR code in his forehead, 2 vaccine needles going into his eyes, a mask on. Well, okay, that part I won't be doing. I'm not wearing no damn mask.
Oh, okay, I
Of
see now.
course, the rest of that shit, yeah, that happened, and I survived.
So far, right?
I did lose something, but yeah, I'm not gonna go there. Then it goes into emotional damage.
Wait, when was that? When did you go through that?
It happened. It started at 2019. at a dentist office. The crime happened there. Took 2 years. They said it would. And when the 2 years was up, 2022, I came in here and confessed the whole thing, and it happened, and went through that processing and whatever it did to my flesh, which is a lot of shit it did. And then there's the spiritual aspect to it, and I can go into that detail, the damage it did to that. Oh, oof.
I see.
Yes. But there was someone there helping me, so that was great.
Shit, I wish I could stop the stream. That's a story I want to hear. Sounds interesting.
Well, I shared the whole thing on here while I was processing, going through the pain of it for 5 hours straight in this Discord, while all the characters showed up in this Discord. When I say characters, I'm talking about the main character.
I missed that.
Talking about the guy down below and the guy above, and a few angels, and a few fallen.
I think I
Somewhere
might have been
around
touched by an angel once.
somewhere around 2022 is when it happened. That event here in this Discord. And that was crazy, believe me. In those 2 years, I was losing memory, going through robotic pauses like a robot, and becoming forgetful, and then knowing I was forgetful, and then snapping out of it. Very strange. And not to mention being able to go outside your body in different places of the world while your body actually sleeps in your bed.
Talking about astral projection.
Yeah, I saw a lot of details, man.
When you're for that astral projection stuff, how do you know? I don't know. I don't really understand. I guess I don't know that much about it, but I was just gonna ask, how do you know it's not just a dream you're having
Oh, you'll know.
while you're sleeping?
Yeah, you'll
Well,
know.
how? Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. You just know when you wake up from it. It wasn't a dream. It's totally different from a dream. There's too much parts of reality in it. It's too realistic usually. It's usually realistic. It's silly or stupid, or you'll get to see yourself in a mirror or something like that to make sure. 'Cause that's what they did to me. Show me that it was real. That I was somewhere else. And I was somewhere else. I'm not sure in my spirit or soul, but they told me that they got to see it. The two ladies. This. I'm not gonna go into more detail about that.
So I could say if I thought I was having a dream where I was into being intimate with a woman, and then I woke up and
Probably a dream.
I I actually, finished, and I'm wet.
Yeah.
Did I astral project and actually?
No. It's a wet dream. Just a normal wet dream. No, unless someone's literally you've opened a doorway in your life, spiritually speaking, yeah, you could potentially, yeah, some stuff I could tell you about that I probably don't want to like talking about right now. Astral project, soul rape, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that type of shit. Potential sex in the spirit realm, that type of crap. I'd rather not go stuff.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know a whole lot about that stuff. I do know I had a bad experience in the doctor's office when I was given ketamine once, and I think I might have been touched by an angel once when I was a kid and I was about to fall off a roof because I felt like a hand from behind grabbed me and pulled me back onto the roof, and I thought it was my dad because he was on the roof with me, but he was on the other side of the roof, didn't even see it happen.
Yeah.
So that freaked me out.
Yeah. You feel the tug? You remember the tug?
Yeah,
You,
I I can feel it
uh,
right now. I can feel it right now. It was a hand. I felt a hand grab me.
in the vector that you was falling, the direction, I mean, you were falling, and then it's like the math doesn't add up,
Yeah,
so it just
it's
added
just
in. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what I'm not saying it was an angel. I have no idea what the hell happened, but I know what I felt, and I didn't fall off the roof, and I should have. Somehow I
Yeah,
ended up
that's
back on
what
my
it's like.
ass.
You can't see them. They're there. They're literally there, physically and everything, full being, and they can reveal themselves instantaneously. They look like, I don't know, they look people. You can't tell, man. They look just like you and me. They'll be wearing some jeans. It'll be freaking 50-year-old red hair woman. You won't know. Unless she actually appears like that. Just appears in front of you. Then you'll know. You're not supposed to do that. And we're not supposed to be talking. Says that in the word. What are you doing? You mess it up. Getting on to each other and everything. At least that was my relationship.
Oh, see, there was something else I wanted to mention to you about that. No, I forgot what the hell it was. But yeah, man, that stuff is interesting. I find it interesting.
Oh, that's pretty scary to me, man. Whole fucking world's scary. People fucking with your love. People, everything, man. It's just
Oh,
everything. Everything getting picked and poked at. Just gotta freaking unplug and you gotta get away. I just gotta get away from all of it. If I dare say it. And then I know that's not true either. I can't get away from all of it. It's just not right. Because what would I be without that thing that set me on the narrow path? At least to taste it, or fall into the ring of fire. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see. Very interesting results, though. Very interesting. They said I wouldn't. They said I was supposed to survive. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they're just trying to make it look like something it's not or what. But they said I wasn't supposed to survive. You should be dead. They said. Not gonna lie though. Sometimes I do feel dead. Like half of me. Something in my left brain don't feel right no more after that whole
you
shit.
feel dead sometimes. You
Yeah,
you
my
you're
left
depressing.
side, my left brain. No, I'm not depressed. There's no feeling of feeling that no more.
No, I just mean you are depressing me.
Okay. Well, don't get
I'm
depressed.
just fucking up. No, I'm just messing around.
Yeah,
So no, finish what you were saying though. You
be
feel
happy
you
that I'm
feel
still here.
dead.
Be happy
You
that I'm.
feel
Yeah,
you,
that's what it feels like. You don't want to
I
get that
don't
shit, bro.
even know what that feels like, so I can't even think about it.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. It's like loss of feeling, like you're very feeler. It's hard to attain pleasure, all that stuff. But sometimes it comes, sometimes it don't, sometimes Yeah, it's just not the same no more. You just know it. You know you're damaged for good.
Well,
Your flesh, that is.
we're all damaged.
Oh, ah, yeah, shit. Well, I don't know how to explain it then, because this is like really severe, damaging, and I'm just extremely tough. People say.
Christ, we breathe in the fucking chemtrails in. We're eating this fucking food, chemicals in the fucking
Dude,
food.
I run off the shit. That's what I'm saying. Unless some other weird amalgamation of shit. That stuff and something else. Hold that
Stuff that
too.
they gave out a couple years ago. That's what you're talking about,
No,
or
well,
that they're still giving out today. I mean,
yeah, the same shit. Yeah, that's the same shit they got me with. Except for mine was like the very
is that what
early
made
version.
you? Is that what made
Yeah.
you come here? Is that what
What?
started your awakening process?
Oh hell no, no.
Was
I've been
getting
on this.
that? Oh,
I've
okay.
been a little freaking little caveman dude in my house growing since I was 14. I got out of school. I was already a little real murther. I was already asking teachers. I was laughing at the 6th grade at the ball. I was laughing, dude. Outright laughing. No joke. Piss the teacher off, and I'd piss everybody off, man. I'd be dropping questions, and they couldn't answer it, and they'd answer. They'd have another question that found them. And it just didn't work for me at school. The only thing that worked for me was the girls. And yes, I was a hypocrite Christian. I'm sorry. Parents were drunks. Grow up with it. You know,
That's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that they were a realm earther at that young of an age.
yeah. I was questioning. That's what I call it. I was questioning it because I came home, my dad. I was like, I don't know how to set it. Was it? Did I ask my dad, is Earth really a globe or is it flat? I don't know how to set it. If it was one of those two. Or I brought that home. He just turned over. Like it was like 5 seconds pause there. Slowly turned over and said, "Is it?" And he doesn't give me an answer. He just says, "Is it?" And that's it for the next like 6 months to a year, however long it was. Of course, I prayed about it the next, that night after coming from school and telling him about it. And then boom, answer. It was Bible, of course, but of course there was other aids that it eventually just kind of like trickled out. Eventually it was Eric Dubay and all that. But before that, I was kind of already on it. I just didn't. I should have put the effort in. I didn't put the effort in to expand my mind at that age. I was so I was really into the video games. I still am. Probably never will get off of it. I'm not gonna lie about that. Hey, it's better than doing real life. It's better than taking this F-18 here I'm flying in DCS and taking the real thing, probably having engine failure and crashing and dying. No, I won't fly another one. Virtually fly another one. Simulator, pretty close. Anyways, back on topic. Uh, no- Shit, I lost myself now. Yeah, I probably shouldn't share too much what happened to me. There's a lot of bad shit that happened in between those 2 years. Spiritually speaking, that happened. I don't want to talk about it too much. If it gets poked at, or if it something a topic.
You keep saying you don't want to talk about it, but you keep talking about it.
Yeah, I know. It's weird like that. It's trauma, dude. It happens.
Well, we're not even allowed to talk about that topic. I'd love to
Y-
talk about
Yeah,
March
that's why I'm
2020, but
dodging. That's why I'm dodging and bobbing and weaving and messing
yeah,
up. I'm trying to not say those words, get around those words, and yeah.
yes, that's why. Yeah, I can almost piece together the story base in a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I get the pictures coming a little bit clearer for me. Like I know what you're talking about. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah,
You don't
you're
have to. You
forced.
don't have to.
You may have been forced to take
Yes, I get it.
a
Yeah.
concoction, and it may have injured. Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
It didn't help though. It didn't help me playing into it though. They got me good on that laughing gas. Once I got on that shit, dude, I lost it. I'm just weak on laughing gas. That shit. Ugh. That only that I sniffed it down like an idiot too. I took a big ass breath. Don't say the magic words. Is all I gotta say. Oh, that device is stuck to your hand or your head. Then again, I do believe that even so, such mistake would have occurred. Maybe you could will it. Maybe God could make a way for that thing to be removed from you. I don't know. That's my hope. Now there will be consequences. Now you probably will have fleshly damage, probably the rest of your life. But even that, I believe, can be completely fixed. Now, I'm saying fixed as in non-manly ways. I'm talking about spiritual ways, godly ways. He fixes it. He move it around, move the particles around, whatever he does it. All that cool jazz that we just don't know that he can do. I don't know. That's fascinating thinking about those things. How does he? How does that spirit work? And then again, I don't want to know. Then again, I don't want to know. You ever tell yourself that? Ask yourself that.
No, I don't concern myself with it at all. I don't care. It's not for me to know.
Yeah. That there. Yeah. I don't want nobody knowing. That's just weird. Only he should know that. How that stuff works.
Yeah, yeah, I don't care. It doesn't matter. What you know. I think that's all just shit to distract you and get you off the path while you're in these bodies. Once you are done with this body, you're not going to care about any of that shit anymore. You're not going to have those thoughts or feelings.
Yeah,
Everybody
the
will
main
know.
question would be what is the purpose of your life? What is the purpose of life?
Well, the Bible
To
already
live.
answers that, and I point to that because it gives the best answer in my opinion. 'Cause
Which
without
is,
him,
Well, what's your answer?
oh,
What is your purpose to life?
what is it? It's to love God with all your heart, and it's to love yourself and love your neighbor as yourself, Christ. That whole thing.
serve God.
I'm still piecing a lot of stuff together, guys.
Serve God and enjoy His creation and procreate.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things.
Yeah,
First,
my answer would be similar. My answer would be that your purpose in life is to serve and follow, or to serve and further the kingdom of God. And if you're not doing that, then obviously you're not going to be like, what's the
Yeah,
purpose of you being here
I
other
would say
than
you do
enjoying your
that
own
too.
self?
You do that by spreading truth, especially truth of flat Earth.
that too, and there's other ways. There's You could be a caregiver
I
your whole
agree.
life.
I agree.
My job is not that stuff. That stuff that you just mentioned. Yeah, yeah. I'll do that like I'm doing it right now or in person when I'm talking to you, the word of God. But as for a job or my living, no.
Well, no, you still have to
My
operate
mission,
within this shitty system that we're in. So you still have to, yeah.
no, I don't. Even that, yeah, no. When it comes to that, once my mission here is done, it's war. Sorry. My mission here is pretty much my parents and my handicapped sister. Only reason why I came back.
I do think at times I do think about this if at some point in time was I existing somewhere else and I chose to come here for this battle to spread truth, to, you
Are
know,
you sure?
engage in this war that is on this
How
earth.
lit? How lit was this vision? Was it white light all around your peripheral, or was it
How what?
black? Do you remember the vision vividly?
I didn't have a vision. This is something I
Oh,
contemplate sometimes.
oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, it wasn't a vision. I just think about this.
Well, usually when it's something like that serious, you're saying there's usually a vision. If you've seen a vision, yeah, with that coinciding with that thought, then I would be questioning. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I've seen some videos in the past. They've
The vid-
suggested that we chose to come here. We chose to take this gamble. We didn't know what gamble we were getting into, but we chose to take the gamble. And then, are we going to make the right choices in this 80-year test? And are we going to get reward or punishment? But
It seems like an odd
can I
idea though,
prove
because
that?
what were we look? Because obviously we're doing that to seek some sort of reward, right? So where were we that we needed to escape where we were to come here to try to get some reward?
Yeah, this ain't right. It's not about
Seems
reward.
that-
Not about
Wasn't that what I thought? That's what that gentleman just was saying. That some people will say that.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
well, it's
I'm getting off my
yeah,
rails
it's
here
one
in
of
my
those
brain.
things like speculation. Like, nobody knows. Like, how does my thoughts today? I was a little seed in the sack, and then they had sex, and then all of a sudden I'm this. Like, it doesn't really make sense to have all these thoughts from just that little sperm. So I mean, like,
You know,
nothing really
not only
makes
that,
sense.
but it
Oh
was you that
my.
once that was there was that one sperm and then what, a million others.
Alien. Yeah. So the odds of it coming to me. So are you saying those 6 billion other sperms would have turned into a different person, different character, a different blend? Maybe.
I
Or
don't
like,
know. Yeah, who knows?
No,
Shit,
no,
you don't think
because
so?
God is the one who knits you in the womb, not the seed.
Ah, yeah, good point. Good
Seed,
point.
the seed is what kind of makes it happen. To allow him to do that, him and her, and then you all put your part in. All three of you. Of course, without God, it probably wouldn't work at all if He didn't knit it at all. Spiritually, that is. He's that's the knitting I'm talking about. Because there are other creatures. Earth, by the way.
well, yeah, there's a reason it's a narrow path, and some people like, is it, are you chosen, or did you randomly find this path of truth, or were you chosen? Was it because you did like less sins, so you're able to see more truth, or like, how did we get to this point?
Oh, you talking about that? Destiny or non-destiny stuff? Yeah.
Well, I think we were definitely chosen to be gifted the
Yeah.
knowledge that we have right now. Because
Oh,
my flat
I know I'm
Earth
chosen.
Thinking,
No
awakening,
way.
my flat
I
Earth
think,
awakening was like it was almost like a, spiritual experience or religious experience.
was you already objectively thinking about reality? Seriously,
No,
even
but I was
wasn't
well, I was like a
sure you
truther
wasn't
though. I was
sitting there watching TV. You're not freaking not thinking about the TV you're watching, but you're objectively thinking about everything in reality. 'Cause that's what I did growing up as a little teenager, sitting there playing video games, running everything through my mind. Oof. And that's what kept kind of kept me alive, and that's what helped get me alive through the shit I went through the past 4 years. It's keeping that character alive, the me. That shit about killed me. I'm not talking about like
I
when you're
would
that.
say a lot of our journeys would be like we saw the government, we saw their war crimes, we searched them out, we searched all the Operation Northwoods and Paperclip,
All the way up.
and like yeah, for me it was like a huge distrust in government, and the government tells you that Satan doesn't exist, yet then you find out that Hollywood's doing rituals, all the government politicians are doing rituals, yet they're going to tell you that God doesn't exist, and they hate the Bible and they hate Jesus. So it was kind of like a red flag for me.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious. Yeah,
Here in Ecuador.
very obvious.
What is that going?
And you hate the guy that made it possible for you to rebel. Oh yeah, okay. Damn, you should be thanking him that you even have the option to. You thought about that? Tell a Satanist that. See what happens. How much they blow up.
Mic check.
Mhm.
Can anybody hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay, there we go. I was trying to chime in and talk, and I'm like, wait a minute, my mic's not working. I fixed that. Now I forgot what I said. Oh yeah, you start researching, and they tell you that Satan doesn't exist, and then you find out that the government is pretty much Satan.
That's
The
that was
me.
my path. Was like all I cared was watching sports, playing video games. I got internet access. I was researching a truther. I found Israel, Palestine, and all the Hollywood
Same
rituals,
me.
and then
Same
it
me
turns
too.
out
Look,
Me
for
too.
me though, the flat Earth
the
stuff wasn't
government's
the
doing all
spiritual
these
part.
rituals. Hollywood,
Excuse me.
and they tell you God
Words
doesn't
matter.
exist. And
Words
so it was
matter.
like,
The government is not Satan.
No, I would say it was a joke about how they're like Satan.
I mean,
But everybody
when
was
I say
talking so much.
government, like, because this is God's kingdom. The food is His. The silver and gold is His. Everything is His.
Yeah.
You say it like
Just,
So I'd like to
but anyway.
put the way I see government is like this: a lawnmower. If there's a lawnmower sitting there, it's not doing anything. I'm not angry at a lawnmower. Now, if a retard hops on the lawnmower and goes across and mows everybody's front yard, just completely obliterating their flower gardens, then we have a problem because the lawnmower is not being used for its purpose. Like a government, if you got the wrong pilot in charge of a vehicle, it's going to go in the wrong direction, cause mayhem.
I would agree
Principalities,
with that if I
powers,
didn't.
spiritual wickedness, high places.
I'd agree with that if I didn't realize it's more like a train that we all get on. And what I mean is, like, we all think it's the government that's evil, but even all the way down to our level, we play a part in that
Yep.
ignorance.
Yep. Because self-control is the beginning of all of that. So technically, we are the government.
word I'm looking for.
If you can't govern yourselves with self-control, somebody will control you. That's something that I was told as a child. If you can't control yourself, somebody else will.
They sure tried to. Literally. Me.
See, that's what I was saying was the spiritual experience for me was seeing how absolutely mindless some people could be, like easily controlled they are in a vast way. Like you can just, and it's not just the past 4 years. This goes back to 9/11, how terrorized everybody got because they kept on saying terrorism, and over and over and over, and then marching off towards with the drums of war. Both sides, both wings started flapping.
Yep.
So, to me, how easy it is. That's
They had me cooked as a teenager on that 9/11 stuff.
Yeah, and even that's the thing, it was everybody. It wasn't even about like the whole patriotism of it. It was just the trolling and the talking crap. This is what teenagers didn't know. They didn't actually know what was going on. Just say, "Oh yeah, America. Oh, yeah, let's go over there because terrorism or whatever."
Yeah. And you buy it, and you feed
Yeah,
into it. You buy it, and
yeah.
I did too. I came out of it pretty quick, even as a young age, though,
It didn't
I
really phase me like that because I had like a friend who was an Arab, but it was just kind of like, well, he would never do anything like that to us. And so it was ridiculous kind of thing.
for me, it was like I already knew how the Constitution worked. I knew
Yeah.
already, even as a young teenager, that the country, even at that time back in the 2000s, 2004, 4, 5, and 8, this country is so far from what it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
or is it? I
If
don't
people
know.
could say this nation fell
No,
from grace, but if it was founded
America
by
is as it
Masons,
was designed to be. America is what it was designed to be. They came here, they stole the land, they built a capitalist slavery nation, and that's what
Who's
it
to
is.
say
It's
all that?
always was.
Who's to say that
but
it's all
stole,
completely all true? Who's to say there was already Irish people here?
but
Who's to
they
say?
had divine
There was
providence.
already natives and blacks and different colored people here before Columbus and the bankers stole the land.
Exactly.
100%.
But anybody ever heard of Byron Golden?
I missed the first part by a while.
No.
Myron Golden.
Hmm.
He might change your, like here's the thing. We all have a poverty mentality given to us by the enemy. And then we talk about it through that lens instead of looking at the world through the eyes of biblical reference. It's like when people say, "Oh, you got these evil capitalists, or socialists, this and that," and it's like I don't hear any of that coming from the Bible, and the Bible is very clear on what wealth is, how to attain it, and how nobody can take that from you. But we think that there's an economic step ladder in which there are these people who have too much, and they make people have too little. Again, we're on the train with everyone else, and there's literally a Ferrari on the side, and we
Easy.
choose not to have that with our mentality. It's not them. It's not the
Fear.
evil bankers. Okay. One very simple concept. As a matter of fact, it's called the banker's rule. Everybody knows what interest is and what role interest plays in our life when it comes to debt. When it comes to the things that we have to pay, mortgage payments, credit card payments, all stuff like this, right? But nobody thinks about when they work and they bank with the same bank for 40 years of their life, and how, yes, it's true, technically that bank is getting the millions of dollars that your family would have gotten because you're letting your money sit in a vehicle that's doing absolutely nothing. Whose fault is that? If you know what interest rates are. Because if you knew what an interest rate was and you knew your bank was giving you 0.01 or whatever it is that they give you, you wouldn't leave it
That's
there.
true.
But 99% of people do. Whose fault is that?
The average
You
person
beg?
doesn't know how to make their money work for them, and that is what wealth is letting your money work for you.
That's at least step one. I mean, you don't
Yep.
have to be a business mogul to leave your family, wealth. As a matter of fact, I mean, how do we think that the Rockefellers and all these other people accumulate? They didn't work super duper hard. They just did something with money different than we all chose or our families chose. The only difference is they understood I mean, shoot.
Yeah. If you like the way that wealthy people think too, it's like, oh, well, just go borrow some money from a family member or something, and it's like everybody's like crabs in a bucket though when they're in the poor level thinking, and they're all fighting each other, and that's why they can't work together to make anything happen. It's all, well, I got me, and they got them. They'll be all right.
Let me see if I can help you guys out.
Like, you know, that it gets divided. They divide families over and over and over again. It gets split off, split off, split off, and everybody's so hyper fixated on these little compartmentalized units instead of how things traditionally used to be, where folks would work together and build up that family wealth. Now it's just this compartment and that compartment and that compartment, and everyone's in poverty and in debt and has mortgages and all this shit. Instead of looking at it the other way, how can we build up more and more and more?
Excuse me.
And
Most
then
people go into debt though because they buy things they can't afford. That
true.
they don't need.
And if they don't know what kind of contracts they're getting in, like what kind of mortgage they're signing, and they get into something predatory and they're not smart about it, that shit's going to be gone. They're not getting that house. They'll throw in money and it'll be gone eventually. Bad planning.
Yeah.
Well,
Isn't it interesting that
it's
they don't
easier
teach
for a
this in
camel to
school?
pass through the needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven.
That is true too, because people will end up clinging to all these materialistic things and they're missing the point entirely. The wealth is just a tool to be used for something greater.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that
The
saying
wealth is a
doesn't mean
tool
though
to
if you're
further the
wealthy
kingdom of
that
God.
you're
The wealth
God
is a
should be stripped
mindset.
from you.
yeah.
That's true
Mm.
too, Elijah. Yeah, that's
Well,
true. It's a
That's
mindset.
that's what it is. It is a mindset. It's not a tool. Money is a tool. Wealth
Yeah,
is
fair
a
enough.
mindset. And that the like there are whose fault is it? Well, see, I would say it's Christians, but it's a little more devious than that. I think when I say whose fault is it that Christians think that they should be humble, and if they're poor, they're poor. Like that didn't come from the Bible. I mean, you know how much money Jesus had to be managing to do some of the things he did? That stuff ain't free. Even though he could have did whatever he wanted, right? Of course, he was a God on earth, but like he had money,
Yeah.
and he had money because he had a wealth mentality. It wasn't, it's hard to think about, but again, when we consider why we're poor, it's not because we didn't have a better job. It's not that at all. It's here's this government system. In fact, the government system we live under is two tax systems. And I'll talk about how there are two different tax systems, and people will go, "Oh, you're bashing people with a job." And I'm like, "You're missing the entire point." Like, I'm not saying you know what, a job is akin to being the slave for 7 years and buying back your freedom and getting land and this, that, and the third, like equivalent to some of the stories in the Bible. Call that a job. Not don't do it for the rest of your life. I
Yeah.
would I would say. But people don't know where to start. They're afraid. Guess what? That's where faith is supposed to come in. But most people don't have faith. That's exactly where it's supposed to come in. When you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
People end up impatient and they want it now. And they'll end up trying to enjoy life right now and eat all their seed money. Then they've got nothing to plant, nothing to grow, and nothing grows in their life.
Well, I definitely got that. I got some crazy patience on me, dude. I don't know where I get it from. That was my dad.
So if you are part of the W-2 tax system, you don't see any profit till May. That's like the second half of May. Isn't that crazy? Like, who signs up for that? We all do. Isn't that crazy?
Sorry.
Like, it works totally different. If you pay 30 percent tax or whatever it is, And then on top of that, you got your other taxes as well. And people think, well, wealthy people don't pay enough taxes. They pay different taxes. They got luxury tax because they buy other shit, you know. They don't really get income tax because, well, um the government basically needs them to be untied so that their business can grow, so that they can employ the people that will pay the most taxes. If you know that, why on earth would you be one of those people forever? Unless you're happy about it, unless you're doing it intentionally, unless you have a career that you absolutely love. But that doesn't mean but then that's where the whole interest rate thing comes in. And it's like, if you're gonna work a job that you love and you see your purpose in that, maybe you're like, a teacher or something like this, then you definitely shouldn't be waiting for the benefits of that job. You definitely need to be putting your money in a vehicle that'll work for you.
Well, that's wealth too, though, right, Elijah? Just being able to do something that you love to do that isn't work and you're getting paid to do it. That in itself is wealth, in
Mm,
my opinion.
maybe, maybe, because for me, wealth is because a lot of people don't consider that it's their time that's the most important thing. It's money is
Mhm.
not important. Your time is
Yep.
important. So if you tell yourself, well, hey, I do have to clock in, I do have to be somewhere, but at least I like it. That's different than being free. Because if you can wake up and not have to work for money, think of the many people that you can go help. You could still be a teacher, but you'd be a teacher without having to wake up to build someone else's dream, be a part of someone else's system. Perhaps you would be some kind of professor for free because who cares? Because you got the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Perhaps
absolutely.
you perhaps you have a class whereas you're a teacher, you just get paid some salary or whatever. Imagine you're the kind of teacher that people want to pay you $300 a class for.
Yeah, you would have no restrictions, no time constraints, no, yeah, don't have to follow a certain curriculum. Yeah, you could do.
Ooh. Yeah, they won't allow that. They will not allow that.
Yeah, they do. What do you mean?
Well, if you're
Yeah,
wealthy and you're
your own house, yeah. In your own house, you might be able to do that, but go set up a building and do that without a license. Good
What
luck
do
with
you
that.
think a TEDx is? What do you think these people are
Well,
going around doing?
shit.
Like,
Well, damn, dude. I don't know. I don't go out there, man. Y'all got other experience. Y'all know what the hell you're talking about.
they got people sell workshops, classes, all types of things. These people speak for hundreds of thousands of dollars. They won't leave their city without like their time, the time it would take to leave the city or area, go and speak and come back. They'll charge 100 grand for just that, and the speaking fee is 250 grand on top of that.
Hey guys, check.
What's up? What's up? And
Uh,
we'll like we'll think, damn, that's insane. That's ugh. Yeah, we think that's disgusting. But there are people that pay it because again, the time. Okay, what if in that same scenario you're 60 years old? Now you have a wealth of information, but you can literally count how many seasons you may have left. All of a sudden, your time is very valuable. We just don't respect our time. We just don't.
Yeah, you're right. I've definitely neglected this in my life. I know I've done that in a lot of areas, and then a lot of areas I haven't either. So then again, I have my mission here. Oh yeah.
Yep. Sorry to whoever that was trying to get in.
No, it's alright. I was just testing if my mic worked here. I just logged in. Hey, anybody want to be my pal? I'm looking for new friends. How about you, Elijah?
Why not?
Okay, cool. Who else is there? Flying. Holy. I'm just going down a list with an open mic. Alphagrass.
That is
That's a
such an
good one.
interesting topic, though, when you talk about time, because it is an interesting experience when you. So I'm 45, and when you're young, you kind of think like, oh, you have this feeling that you're gonna live forever, and then you get into your 30s and 40s, and you look back and you think, shit, where'd all that time go? It feels like it went by so fast.
I'm already thinking that at 30, dude.
Yo,
It
yeah.
went by so fast.
I was just thinking at 34, like somebody had mentioned like 20 years, you're gonna be 54. I was like, ooh. That
Right? Yeah.
doesn't seem so far away. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I find
Yeah,
it
it
weird.
does. But
It's
then when
just
you
sort
get
of.
there, and it's just like, man, it was a
Yeah.
blink of an eye.
Yeah.
I just see it as you get older. It's Friday night, then all of a sudden it's Friday night again. Like, I don't know what happens to the weeks anymore. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's the routine. You're doing the same thing every day, so the
I think
days
it's
just
You're
blend
you're
into
an
one. All of a
autopilot.
sudden it's Friday again. I might do something. It's Friday. I'm like, shit.
I live a really free life, and I can tell you that I notice when I play games and having fun and stuff, when that does happen,
Yeah.
when I'm feeling it.
Yeah, you got to back off
But
the games, dude. You should just ride a bike.
oh no, I get plenty, dude. I live in a country. I'm in 8 acres of land, dude. I got a little farm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm living both. But anyways, I know time flies when I'm having fun, and then it's really slow when I'm miserable. In my
Do you have
negative
kids?
thinking. No,
Oof.
never will.
You should put the game down and have some kids.
No, dude. I already made some hints earlier what happened, so I'm not gonna be doing that.
Oh, that's you. Okay, my bad. I'm not looking at a screen. I don't know
I
who
care
I'm
too
talking to.
much. I care too much to do
No, yeah, I
something like
got you. I
that.
got you. You don't gotta go there. I get it.
Got enough conviction already.
Yeah. Hmm. Guess I don't want to open that can of worms.
You talking to me? Because of what I
No.
said about kids?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just like I don't know what
Elijah
it was.
knows.
Like
No, I'm
I
pretty sure
don't,
you know. You have to remember Mike, right? 2022.
I wish I could say
Big
I
spiritual
do.
event. Big spiritual event.
Let's not open this. Let's not do it.
Okay.
Let's have
But
a clip from
I
something.
shared you guys one of the videos from a guy I listened to named Myron Golden. And he's about the Bible and about wealth all at the same time. So if you're into that kind of thing, listen to him. He may change your life. He may not. Who knows?
Yeah, I can see it on him. I can see it in his face and eyes. He's got some wealth and health.
He's 60 something years old. I was like, get the hell out of here.
That's what
You
I'm
see his
saying, bro.
body, it's like you don't even see him as some old. Then again, I used to think 60 was old. It's not.
Oh, that's middle
It's our
age.
condition. It's our condition. It's the poison, dude. All the poison in the
Yeah,
pill.
60's middle age.
And it's our habits. We're sitting our ass more.
People got really good at sitting, dude.
Even working on their ass now. Technology.
Yep.
Everyone did.
I mean, I like my video games. I like my technology. I also don't like it. I'm a weird one. I have my split personality stuff. Things I
Is a
things I
video
like
game the
about it,
only
things I don't.
problem if it's getting in the way of like your purpose? But if you're
Yeah.
living your purpose, little video game is not bad.
Yeah. It just happens to be my purpose. It happens to be, my family. If it wasn't for my sister being handicapped, I'd probably be doing something else. Because without me not being here, they probably wouldn't be able to run the farm completely
Yeah.
correctly without help.
What's up, y'all?
How's it
Sorry, I
going, man?
didn't know I didn't know I was unmuted. I didn't mean to. My bad. Sorry.
How you didn't know you was unmuted while saying "What's up, y'all"?
I know, but like that was my test, and then my circle turned green because I thought I was gonna be auto muted. But that's my bad. I'm gonna mute myself.
Why? You don't want to talk with us?
Well, not usually. I just join the live stream and listen. But I mean, I'll talk with you if you want.
I don't see why not.
All right. What's up, man?
Just hanging in there. I usually, for some reason, there's got to be a reason that I've been waking up at this exact time. Usually, you guys mute me because I'm snoring around 10 o'clock. Then I wake up.
Oh, you're getting the 3 a.m. bug again, huh?
Yeah,
You should probably go
there
talk to
must
God
be a
then.
reason.
Yeah,
Last time I
definitely a
woke up,
reason.
the one time I woke up, I'm not blaming God or anything, but I woke up one day and then I reached for my phone and then I said, "What am I doing?" I was like, "Yo, how could I be so disrespectful?" And I turned around and I prayed. In other words, I uh, I prayed and then I got this ringing in my ear. And I was like, "Wow, that's unfortunate." But you know what? A lot of
You're under
good things
attack.
came out of that day, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Funny enough.
That's why there was good things coming your way, and I bet the enemy was trying to attack you a little bit, but it couldn't get through completely.
It is super scary
The devil
how
likes to
that
sneak up on
works.
you, man.
Yeah, it works like it's crazy how
Don't
the
sleep with
more
the cell phone so
you
close to your head either. Don't do that.
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, it's
I've been
probably
starting to like put mine like away from my. I don't like going on my phone so much. Like having it in my pocket for that. Yeah.
I refuse to use my phone when it's
Hold
not
on,
like
bro.
I
You
use
kind of got
it on
interrupted there,
speaker.
Elijah. I wanted to hear you finish your point that you were trying to
Oh
make.
yeah. Sorry about that.
He is right though, Elijah. Like putting your phone to your head is probably bad. I never do that shit. It's like I read a bunch of shit on it. Nope. But anyway, what were you saying, bro? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just yeah, you're right. I really not sure why it happened. It was just the weirdest thing. But at the same time, I would have never met the people that I met that day or did the things I did in my business. I would have done something else. So it's crazy how when you're seeking God and when you're trying to have faith, it's like one things that will happen coincidental. Well, you'll think it's coincidence and you're like, there's no way. There's no way that my day was just set up like that. But at the same time, shit will happen to you too that'll try to knock you off that path. And I'm like, what kind of video game is this? Like, I just want to be left alone. Like, why
Same
can't
life.
just good things happen? But life doesn't work like that.
Hey, Elijah, have you
Hey,
noticed
Elijah,
this,
you
man?
think all that is pre-planned ahead of time, and then the decisions you make are your own? or do you think everything's just happening at random?
Um,
Choices,
I
dude.
I
You have two
I
choices in those
I think
scenarios.
of I think of God as so above and beyond like what I can imagine. I'm like everyone everywhere at the same time has these experiences to where when they activate and do the right thing, the wrong thing, whenever, it coincides with someone else's decision and somehow it's all tailor made for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna begin to
Oof.
try to figure out how the hell that happens.
That's kind of like if everybody
Um,
connects to an MMORPG of some kind, and then somebody's like, "Yeah, but how does it send all the data to everybody?" Like, bro, that's too much information to explain. There's way too much going on the server. There's
I
way
just
too much
know it
going.
works. Like that's all. I just
Yeah.
know. I just know that there's no there's no way the things that happen is a coincidence. For instance, okay. Uh, I mean, I've told some of my stories before, but okay, I'll try to tell these really quick. So it was one time I sing, right? So I had a very like huge fear of public singing. And one day I sang at the Village Underground in New York City and I flopped like nobody's business in front of like the real singers, like the jazzy kind of like the real vocalists. And I said, "Man, I'm never going to go back there till I get my stuff together." Well, one day I had a spiritual experience and I started letting the voice of God lead me, which is a very scary thing because sometimes you think you know what it is you're supposed to be doing and the guy's like, "Nah, you're doing this." And you
Man,
gotta
you're
just
on it.
gotta go with it.
Man, you're on it,
And
Elijah.
that's what's scary. That's the faith and the fear of God. It's like, wow, what are you about to have me do? Can I even do it? It scares the crap out of you.
Then he
So
chuckles.
10 years go by, man. I would not touch this place. And then one day when I had my spiritual experience, I'm saying, okay, God, look, I'm ready. He's like, you're not ready. I'm like, I'm ready. You're not ready. I'm ready. All right. One day I get a call from my boy Lamarck, and he's like, hey, I'll be in New York. I want you to come to my performance. I'm like, okay, man, no problem. Now, my regular brain, the one that wasn't faithful, it just started making all these excuses. Excuses are just like an elaborate lie. Like it's a way to get yourself off the hook when really you should be accountable for something, right? So just making all these excuses. And I go, all right, you know what? I was going to say no to him. And I'm like, well, I work in the area. I literally work in the area. Like there's nothing stopping me from going to this guy's show. Like, why would I do that? Because now in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, this is God. I know it is. Like I see what you're doing here. And I don't want to get on that stage. Now, why would I even assume or think that he would have me on a stage at his show? There's no way to know that, right? But I'm like, something's weird about this situation. So I then go to the show because I'm like, okay, well, man, aren't we being faithful? Let me just go and do what I think he's asking me to do. Let me just go with the flow. I go to the place and my boy shouts me out and says, "Come on stage and sing a note." And I'm like, "Oh, I can do it. Like I fucking knew it. God, you son of a like right." And I get on stage and I sing and it was like one of the most liberating feelings I have had ever. And I was like, "Wow. Okay, that's interesting." That wasn't the most interesting thing about this though. So I go downstairs to the bathroom after that, and I look at the itinerary, and Cheryl Pepsi Riley hosts there. And I said, huh, that's interesting. I asked someone about it, and they said, yeah, she used to host at the Village Underground, but that place got shut down because of a noise ordinance or whatever they call them. And so that crowd pretty much moved here. So I basically sang for the people that I was afraid for 10 years to sing in front of. It was just a different place down the block. And I'm like, what are the odds? Is that a coincidence? Or is that God like showing me, see, look, you were scared to death. You had a little faith, and I showed you could do whatever I will you to do. And that was a situation that just from faith just so happened. Um, and then the other day in the same area, I'm just singing. Somebody follows me for like 2 blocks. I didn't even know till I stopped, and they're like, "Hey, man, you have a great tone." And we talk and we exchange numbers, and he's like, "You should come to Harlem." Blah 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 blah. The point is, every time I get this idea that I should stop listening to myself and start walking on faith, things happen, good and bad, by the way. But like the stakes are way higher than just trying to listen to yourself and just going through life. It's the weirdest thing in the world how that happens.
You're definitely on it, man. Yep.
A lot of times everything will already be ready for us, and it'll be our confidence and our fear that prevents us, inhibit us, and then the entire time he's been watching out, looking out, building up all those connections the whole time. And then when we are ready, that door it's wide open. It's there. All that worry, all that fear, it was meaningless. It was without reason because the door was already going to be open. All we had to do is go in that direction. There's 359 wrong directions out of 360. There's only one true north.
That's so true, bro. Because there's been so many times in my life where that door was presented to me, and I didn't use it, and it was a bad outcome. It's happened for so many times, It's unbelievable.
Or worse, sit on it. You sit on the grace that God gave.
Bury
The
the
door never
talent.
stops being presented to you either, though, too, which is a good
Never
thing.
bury your talent.
Neglect. Go to God.
I feel like really in life that like everybody has some talent or something that they're like either like the best at or it's just like something like they're super good at, and it's just like finding that. And if you can
Yeah.
find that and pursue that in life, like I think that's where like it really, really all comes
Well, it's
together.
a bunch of things.
A lot of people, they'll know exactly what they're pretty dang good at doing, and somewhere along the way, usually in their childhood, some dream killer will come along and say, "You're never going to do that."
Oof,
And then they
yep.
believe them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll do it too.
Yeah, man. I mean, everyone's potential is limitless. You just gotta, find good people around you and, live your life to the best, whatever you believe in God or not, And I think you'll find a right path.
Whether or not you believe in him, he believes in you.
Absolutely, brother. 100%.
That is a giant.
There's no
poop
such
stain.
thing as belief.
That is a giant poop stain on the sand from a giant octopus. 1,000. There's your story. All right.
Belief is something that
to me,
makes
it seems
people
like
happy or glad to think about.
it's so obvious to me that this entire system that we are living under is all designed to steer us away from God. And we're constantly being bombarded and not trusting and not having faith. And it seems like everything is just designed and structured to pull you away from that and out of that.
Right. But, the creation itself, things naturally are designed to pull you back.
Yep. That too.
It's very easy we know that people are liars. It's just like we just can't believe that they're liars. Like that on that level. Like there's so many lies. Like time is money is one of the biggest lies that we've ever been told. We don't know how it affects us just by uttering that. Another lie that we were talking about in Gregory's server. Um, what was it? It was um dang, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's not true. Hey, is that so far from the truth? It's unbelievable.
My favorite is the only things that are certain in life are death and taxes.
That wouldn't be good.
No, but the first thing that's certain, life. There's three. Said it in the same race, same statement. Gotcha.
Mhm.
No, it's Google Earth Stitcher.
Now, who said that was a shit stain?
Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, I was joking. Octopus shit stain. Giant octopus. Just give me.
So do you know where the giant octopus is?
Yeah, it's about 120 feet. The right over there. In the
Wait,
sand.
what?
You're not buying this, are you? I was playing. Dude. Really joking.
Well,
I've heard,
Bro, what are
I've
you
heard
seriously,
talking about,
no.
man?
So literally, there is a giant octopus. I just wanted to see if you know about it, but you
I've
Nah,
don't.
heard of it.
Okay.
I got no idea. Enlighten me, please.
I've heard of this story. Yeah, I've seen the
I've
pictures.
I've heard of it, but like I don't really know like anything much about it.
I believe it, but how many are there? I don't know. I think
The
it was just that.
Kraken.
Yeah, I just think it was just that one or two.
Oh yeah.
I think
I
I've
think
seen the video on it.
Well, so here's the thing. So the Earth is composed of something,
Well, like
and
rocks and
I've
stuff.
discovered. Well, what are the rocks? Where'd the rocks come from?
That's a fantastic question.
Yeah, that is a fantastic question. I posted a photo
Is it
in the
Sunday already?
live stream. Oh no, Sunday. We're not speculating. We're talking
I'm
about
just
reality.
thinking.
See, that is the thing, right? Is the strange thing that
I
I've
see
come
your photo
across
now.
is people are well aware that the Earth is not a ball, but then when it comes to talking about the Earth, they want to run away. It's like they can't get to the origin of what they're standing on.
So what is this
So
image supposed to be?
a lot of them don't
yeah,
believe.
that's a good question. This
Here's
is
the show.
more. This is kind of like a litmus test. So I've given you a place on Earth that you can go look at. It's in Libya. I think maybe the coordinates aren't on there.
Wait, I can
I'll
go
have
there
to.
without being shot? Really?
No, actually, that's in Libya is a no-fly zone. But
Okay,
I'm saying on
that'd be
Google
that.
Earth, on Google Earth, you can go and look at this. Right, this is a thing that exists. There's photographs on Google Earth that you can see of it, but it is a thing. And I post this here because I'm testing to see who can figure out what it is.
What's the time? Is this the picture posted at 3:26?
Yes.
I would have told you. It
A-
looks like dry oil coming out of the ground, and then the second thing
a-
would be maybe a giant octopus. And I
And
would have
in
thought
this
that without any input from anyone else. There's nothing
in
else to
this
go by.
image, there's enough detail for you to figure out. I can say if you're able to figure things out. See, that's the thing. A lot of people I've realized can't figure things out.
Two things. Something happened there, or something's laying there.
That is
Google.
something. That is a thing. That's all I will tell you.
Why so you know, hush hush. Why don't you just? Is this something we have to discover on our own? Like, what? I don't understand what the big
Nah,
deal
it's
is.
not hush hush. It's just
No,
shit
it's not.
like
But it's so. Here's the thing. It's when you tell people the truth, the first thing they do is they react. So just like when you go and tell people that Earth is not a ball, the first thing they do is react. Now, if I were to tell you what this is, the first thing you would do is react. And I ain't got time for that. That's not my game. I don't play
Well,
that.
You said
See,
it
that's kind
I
of unfair for you to tell me how I'm gonna react, like it's gonna be negative
well. Now here's the thing. Now
response.
here's the
What if I
thing.
Considering
tell
Here's
you
the
I
thing.
I
found a
Stop.
completely let
Hold
my
higher
on.
ego
Hold on.
go.
Now,
resolution
see. Now,
image of it?
listen. You're reacting. See. Now, first
Excuse
of
me,
all,
no, because I
Sorry.
want to
listen,
explain to
listen,
you that
listen. When I say words, do not take them personally. They're just
no,
words.
I'm not. But the thing
I'm
is
telling
once
you. Listen. I'm telling you my
can I talk?
overarching. Yeah, I'm telling you my overarching game. Okay. I don't tell people the truth on purpose because they react. That's it.
I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm not scared. I'm not somebody that's scared of the truth. You know what I mean? And I'm
Well,
interested
okay.
in hearing truth. And once I became a flat earther, I shed my ego, and I know that I really don't know anything. So
And
I
that's
don't,
that's
Yeah,
I don't
man.
great.
have those reactions really anymore.
You
Well,
got to be
that's
fearless to be a
great.
flat earther, man.
But even still, I still don't like telling people the truth because I prefer finding people who can figure things out on their own. I don't want to have to tell you anything.
I mean, I don't even know how we started on this, and I don't even know what I'm looking at. To be honest, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, that's the
A
thing.
higher
How did we
resolution
how did
version
we get to
without
this
the
image?
stitch.
How did we get to
We'll
this
go
image? I
back
don't
to
even
the
remember, honestly, guys.
giant octopus.
Whoa,
the
Yeah,
image
because
was
I
that's
posted
what
it.
started it.
you said this was supposed
I'm
to be a little
testing
So I
it.
video.
just found a higher resolution version of the image you shared, and this one doesn't have the strips in it. And I
Where's it
shared
shared
that
to?
if y'all would like to.
What
Interesting.
channel thing?
And you know what? Here, I'll just get the coordinates for you guys from Google Earth, so you can just go there and look yourself. That'll be the easiest.
Yeah,
See,
going and looking
that's
at it
my
on
problem
Google
is
would be good too.
I don't believe anything I see on Google Earth, my friends.
Well,
This version though that I shared
obviously
doesn't
there's
have
certain
the
things
strips
that
in it.
do exist, right? Like you can zoom into your house. I mean,
Right,
so
but I
so at
wouldn't
some
think
point you have to
that.
accept that
If you want,
what we're looking at is part of reality. Whether or not it's presented truthfully entirely, that's a different story.
what,
Right.
you can explain this in multiple different ways, but what I see is basically two volcanoes next to each other. One on the left side, which has two craters, and one in the middle. And you know they
Maybe
blew
it's,
out.
I don't
They-
know. Maybe it's not a volcano. Maybe it's another one of them fidget spinners God decided to throw in there. You know those little firecrackers that you light up and they spin, they burn the surface.
Nah, I know what you're talking about, but I'm not really seeing. Elaborate.
You drop a little fidget spinner and you drop it in some mud or dirt, it'll burn a little
No,
hole like that.
I see the correlation here.
Oh no! Yeah, I see it.
Or plasma, plasma lighting, and keeps hitting the ground. There's a lot of things it could be. So many things it could be.
Okay, there's the coordinates for you in Libya. And like I said, Libya is a no-fly zone.
It does look
And
like
this has something to do with that.
this does look like plasma balls fell out of the sky and hit and just jumped around, and there's like two different ones.
It's crazy. I've never seen this before. I don't know what the fuck it is.
There's lots of
Well,
little
yeah,
spots on the Earth you'll find similar shit to this. And they're not volcanoes.
So the
Big difference.
the no-fly zone does have something to do with this because if you had the ability to fly over Libya, you would see things on the Earth that you could not deny.
Bro, you got to just tell me what you want to say, because now you got me really curious, and I want to.
No, I
Yeah,
can't.
I'm
It doesn't work
invested at
that
this
way.
point. Wait, where did you send the coordinates to? Where am I
Yeah,
finding these?
dude, just stop dicking
It's
around
in
and tell us
chat.
what you think it is.
337.
Oh, all
Oh,
right.
I
just
mean, I'm not
tell us. Like,
gonna.
what is this? What are you
Well,
doing? Just
I'm
tell
really
us what.
interested in
I'm
the
not gonna see
discovery you've
anything
made.
different if I look on Google Earth than what I'm looking at right now, right? So what's the
Yeah,
point of me
you
doing that?
actually, I mean, you might, you might, because on Google Earth you can move it around. You can zoom in a little closer. You can zoom out. But what I did give you, there is enough detail to, if you understand what you're looking at, you will see it. But
Yeah, I don't.
I
I
give
don't
you the
understand it at
coordinates so
all.
you can go and manipulate, so that you can kind of help yourself.
Okay, I'm going to say a volcano.
So
What do
I'm,
you
I'm
think you're
hopeless,
looking
I
at?
guess.
So if it's a volcano, I mean, what causes volcanoes? What's
I don't know.
Lava.
Just stop dicking everyone around. Like, what do you think it is?
Oh wait, oh I
I
see.
think we need to
You're a
get to the
globe
bottom
lether.
of
Never
this.
mind.
I know exactly what you're meaning, Arian. And it's thinking on different levels. You can look at it geology wise, and you can go way out of scale. And I see
mean,
what
people
I
can't
see
even
what you're looking at.
people can't even look at the sun for what it is, or rainbows for what rainbows are. So it's like they're little microscopic uh particles in the sky that somehow it you see sundogs and they're like China's making a whole bunch of fake suns or some shit. It's like there's phenomena on the earth that, as a glober or as a person who has a certain worldview, there are things that you see that you can't explain, but you try to explain in some weird way through these globe colored lenses, if that makes any sense. And it's like you could go, hmm, is that what I think it is? But your mind is gonna go, nah, there's no way. And I guess Arian is just saying, well, I'm looking for the people that are willing to say that might be what I think it looks like.
What does it look like to you?
I feel you.
I don't know, Ruhif. I don't have a brain. I'm a flat earther. What do you think it looks like?
I don't know. I don't know. Wikipedia says it's a volcano. I'm trying to get to what whoever
Oh, that's
thinks
great.
it is.
Wikipedia says it's a volcano, so it's a volcano.
Oh,
Okay. But
There you
seems
go.
legit.
Case closed.
what do you guys think it is? Like, you seem to think it's something different. Like, what is that thing that's different?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a conclusion from someone here. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
hurry up. That's why people are getting pissed off, right? Because you're just dicking people around.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm
I'm
pissed
looking.
off. I'm just
Yo-
really invested, and I want to know what
Okay.
people think. I mean, I guess volcano is my call now, but that's
I don't
yeah.
know.
Wikipedia says it's a volcano. Like, come
let
on.
Now that I'm
let
looking
me
at it
give you a clue.
and
You're
high res.
standing on the shoulders of giants.
Okay.
Where are you seeing it at?
Footprint.
What part are we seeing here? What part is it? Part
Are
of it.
we referencing like Greek mythology, like the Cyclops?
Oh,
No,
everything.
no, 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 no.
Everything.
This goes way
Way back.
bigger than that.
Just that. There's the Bible too. The Bible tells you about this stuff too, bro. Giants and stuff. Way back, there was all cultures. They all talked about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, they all correlate. Sounds like evidence to me.
If you think it's a footprint, then why would you think that flat earthers would be like having some cognitive dissonance reaction to it? I feel like a lot of us would be accepting of that kind of
I don't know, dog.
view.
That does look like a footprint, though. Like just from what I'm seeing.
I don't think the Giants are that big. They're not that big, bro. There's no freaking way.
Why
Maybe it
not?
was creature that used to walk this world thousands of years ago.
That's interesting. Holy shit.
And there's lots of
I mean, yeah.
phenomenon that happened back in the day.
For all we know, there could have been, someone else here
Plasma,
before us.
a lot of pressure, a lot of gods too, fallen angels, maybe fighting each other, angels fighting fallen angels, you get a little earth damage when fights happen, little plasma here, a little, beam there, shit happens. He falls there, puts a hole in the earth, that cool stuff. Goku flies in.
The altitude of this thing is awful low for a volcano.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier. It's not a volcano, dude.
Yeah, you can. If you turn it sideways, why is it so flat?
I think it's one of them fidget spinner things again. Like God just decided to drop some plasma into the reference frame, and it just spun around. And
I mean, everything's cooked. There's clearly some molten shit going on here, but it's just so level.
yeah, it's more molten than even magma. It's like, I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
weird. It's got its color
maybe
still.
maybe the
It's not all
volcano's
black.
like the giant's butthole or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, yeah, you might be pushing it with that. I don't know what the purpose would be building a volcano. It could be a tree too. You could do that giant tree. Oh wait, he's got a picture of a tree trunk at the bottom.
Guys, it's a volcano. Didn't you Google it?
Ah,
That's-
come on now. That
I'm
ruins the
thinking.
fun.
I'm thinking we take a class field trip to this location.
Why not?
Somebody
right?
get the magic
Let's
school
do it.
bus.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take my arsenal with you, bro. Yours too.
Well,
I don't
back
think they're
in
gonna let us do that.
back in the time of Gaddafi, I think you would be able to go there. Right now, I don't think you would be.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start our own
Yeah,
flat Earth
man, will get you.
NGO. When are we ever gonna do that, guys? We start our own
Wait,
freaking NGO, like Metal Gear. It'd be like little oil rigs,
wait.
and we
Did
take over the world together. That'd be awesome.
Gaddafi came from Libya? Is that?
No,
Yeah.
when
Oh, did he?
when
Did he go?
Gaddafi ruled Libya,
I didn't know that's where he was from. Okay, that's interesting.
he was also the one who wanted to irrigate the desert
Oh,
and
yeah.
repopulate the desert
Oh, yeah,
with.
he wanted to do a lot of good things, man. He wanted to get rid of the banksters out of his country, get the gold back in, set his own shit up. Man, he's gonna set his people free. Now I don't know if he was a good little ruler. He could have been a little tyrant to everyone else outside of his country.
The 90% of the Libyan people were happy with Gaddafi, 10% weren't. Right now,
Oh,
less
there you go.
than half of the people are satisfied with the quality of life in Libya. So, if you gauge it on that, I guess Gaddafi did pretty well in Libya.
Yeah. In terms of that, yeah.
This
People
is a
like it.
whole ass history lesson. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, that's why they had to kill him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they always kill the guy. I mean, if he's bad, he could be very evil. They're always going to kill the guy that's up against the other guy that's evil, against the bankers. You know the game.
Yeah, he wanted to make his own currency, and also he was making a river, so he was gonna feed the people and all that.
You can have one. Once one starts doing it, another country starts doing it, and then boom, revolution.
Basically, with the death of Gaddafi, Africa realized they needed to, take the African Union more serious. And that's why you have a lot more African countries now, like in Niger right now, having a coup against the French installed government. Mali and Burkina Faso recently both had a ousting of the French just because they want to get rid of it and get rid of the influences of the West so they can develop their own nations. And that all is because the heavy-handedness of the West with Gaddafi. If they were a little bit better in handling the Gaddafi situation, they could have kept control over Africa, and right now they can't, because every African country is like, screw the West.
Yo, Ahmed, I feel like I've seen your face somewhere before.
Me?
Yeah.
Where's you? This isn't my actual face.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Answer to the maybe not. Maybe.
But Arian, to get back to
Yeah.
what I see here, just throwing it out, I see a cell and a sperm coming together.
Mm.
And
This is like the Rorschach test or something, right?
It's frozen in time, as in.
Well, I would actually say that it's already beyond that stage.
Yeah.
So are we
it
thinking
looks
that
You're on
maybe
the right path,
the
though.
Earth is procreating itself?
No.
How big is this
So
thing?
so remember, the Earth is made out of something.
I'm going
Just
all in
like
on
the
rocks.
desk that you're sitting in.
So it's made of. You mean like? Elaborate here, because you brought up this point earlier about that it's made of something, and I want to.
Yeah, it's made of something. What is it made of?
I mean,
I know. Do you know?
Granite, soil.
Yeah,
Is this like
where did all that come from?
You see, yeah, there's the
Was it
deeper question. That's what I was trying to get to. That's yeah.
Yeah, because there's two stories, right? So you have the heliocentric, right? The Big Bang,
Yep.
everything came from nothing,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then
Of course.
you have the story of creation, right? Which the Bible tells you in the beginning, God created the earth, the heavens and the earth,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it doesn't tell you what he created it out of. It kind of tells
true.
you, but you, if you don't understand what you're reading to begin with, you kind of will never figure it out. It's kind of weird. It's like you have to use your eyes basically more than just using your brain with the words.
I feel you.
It's kind of hard to explain because okay, so with the Bible, right, where it says in the beginning, it's not.
Well,
Because
the beginning of the earth.
Where right.
Or do you think it means like?
there you go. That yes, you're right. That's exactly it. Because it says
Yes.
in the beginning, placeholder God, right?
Yeah.
Entity, whatever this is, because there's a lot of different names that go there. We just
Allah.
call it God, right?
Yeah.
So in the
Elohim.
beginning, God, right, created the heavens and the earth. That's exactly like saying that in the beginning, Arian created the desk and the chair.
Yeah.
Okay? But what? Out of what?
God stuff, dude. That's a great question. Actually, you got me thinking.
Now I will tell you there is a key, and it still exists. My father has one. It's the Ryrie Study Bible. RYRIE. The very first, the Genesis 1:1, it gives you all the information you need in there. Make sure you read the footnotes.
All right.
There's something I don't
Can
know.
you
What?
repeat that, please? What did you say it was called?
Hold on just a second. It's the here. I'll type it.
Okay, thank you.
Don't tell me this is gonna lead into a soup. This is the soup we came crawling out of.
Okay, and I'll be back.
No, it better not. That.
Yeah, so back to that volcano thing. Sorry to get off topic, but just very, very quickly, I found it on NASA's website, and yeah, they like labeled the mud streams and the ash. Like it's goofy.
Oh yeah, they get really bored. They go all out.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way, Aaron, you're an asshole for making me have to think this hard at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Dude, I don't know
No,
how
I
I'm gonna go
love
to
it
sleep
too. I
after
love
this.
it too. He hit me with some. I mean, I've never seen that picture before, so that's new to me.
I'm surprised you ain't seen that before. That's that's been around. Very intriguing.
I've never seen that before. I've seen like
Yeah.
similar kind of ideas with like geological landmarks, but I haven't seen that specific one.
Now, there's ones with they're saying that some of these formations, rock formations, is actually these mountains over there in the Middle East are actually just it's a giant branch of the big tree that fell,
Mhm.
and so you're
Yeah.
just seeing all the leaves that are fossilized.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they dug down in the Sahara Desert, like I don't know how many feet it was down in the sand, and then hit wood. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obvious.
Basically, all the matter on Earth is like when it's not animated, aka alive, it's dead matter once animated.
Animate, simulate, immolate. Interesting.
How did we get? I'm confused because he started out saying, "How did the rocks get here?" And then we came to
Yeah.
here.
Well, yeah, that's 4 o'clock. Said 3,
Oh
4
my
o'clock.
shit.
We're all over the
No,
place.
it was fucking giant octopuses. That's why I was so confused too. I was like, "What the fuck? I'm supposed to be seeing an octopus? What the hell's going on?"
No, there's actual videos on that though. That really talking
But
about that.
you can see dragons and giant fish, like I posted in the live stream chat. You can see anything, basically. The question is,
So, is what I'm to take away from this that this somehow has some significance in the creation story? Is
Not
that
really.
what we're talking about? No.
I think he's on to something else. Orion, he's on something else, something deeper. And we're waiting for it. Hold on.
well, basically, if you have creation story,
The biblical creation story.
that's just about humans.
Well, yeah, it's about how he put you here. No duh, he ain't gonna tell you
They-
what's
the-
before, what happened before this.
What you get in the Bible is just pointed at humans. It's not about the world as a whole. Why? Because we don't see the previous generations of creation.
No, I don't think was no previous. There was the 7 or 8,000 years of creation here.
No, that's for humans.
No, I'm talking about Earth in general. Before that, there was no Earth.
Say that again.
That's the question.
Before what? There was no Earth.
Yeah, before that, before In the
What's that?
beginning,
Oh,
there was just God in the heaven, and that's it.
that's not what the Bible says.
Well, that's not going to say that. No crap. It's only going to give you what's in the beginning of hearing
No,
this
but
reference, right?
you said in the beginning there was no earth. Well, in the beginning the earth was out without form. It didn't
Yeah.
say there was no earth.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks for that. That form.
Tohu and Bohu,
Without form. That's interesting now.
formless unreality.
Okay.
Yeah, really. When you start reading the Bible, you
I
kind
think
of
I've
have
seen
to
this.
read like you have to reread it quite a few times because the words that are being used are used specifically, and you have to really understand the words because like you said, the earth was without form. What does that mean?
I don't know, but I think I've been there. What it looks like. What the world looks like without form. It is weird.
What are we flat earthers saying about the Earth? We don't attribute shape. Form equals shape.
Yo, Mike Power, I sent you a friend request.
Okay.
Accept that, John.
All right. I'm a weird one. Gotta let you know.
And one thing with this kind of topic and subject, you can use Google Earth, you can use Bing, but when you look at Earth with, let's say, photographs from the sky, try to use different sources because they have different color palettes, different angles, and in some sets, in Google you can even go back different sets, like different years and different photos. But if like try to look at it from different data sets, and you might see a lot more than just looking at one data set.
Those last two pictures that were posted, they look like a birthmark.
Yeah, if you look at the first of the three, you might see something in the shape of a fish. The first of the three, so just above Ryrie Study Bible. You have let's say a plateau that's kind of weird fish-shaped form. Then I zoomed in on the black spot in the photo below it. You have the white clouds or crests, I think are cloud. And then I zoomed in.
Are those are clouds that way?
I don't know. I have to look
Yeah,
at it. Like
I didn't even think that when I first saw that. Yeah, it's so to see
No,
that's what my problem with trying to get any information out of these things, It's,
I think they are salt plains or mineral plains. I think they on different altitudes they reflect different light.
okay, now that I zoomed in on this other picture, though, it doesn't look like a birthmark, but it is.
But no, the last picture.
Yeah.
You get a mountain range that kind of resembles the same shape as the first picture.
Okay, I see the fish now. Go back to the last one. Or no, the first. You said the one above the last one?
No, the
Or it resembles which one did you say resemble?
the uh, the last picture, the
Yeah.
dark spot with the mountain range in it, kind of has the same shape as the first picture of the three.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I have no idea what it means though. But I see what you're saying. So much shit I don't know.
Yeah.
This place
I
never
wish I
stops
could
amazing me.
I wish I could just teleport. I would just teleport over there, play in
Well,
the
it's
dirt a little bit,
I'm
teleport
not
my go
super
kart.
internet savvy, so it's even hard for me just to research things anymore because Google is so you can't find anything anymore. You can't find good objective information. And so when I go to the library and like, yeah, man, like
I
even
know
looking at
that.
these pictures, I don't even know what to research. Where do I start looking at these pictures to figure out
What?
what
Yeah.
this is telling me about where I'm at, where I'm from? The Bible? Is that
I
where I
don't
need to
know.
start?
I don't know about that second picture. That second picture. I don't know if
No,
it's just me or is it the second one? It's the first one. Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah. That water don't look right. I don't know if it's real, if it's a real sad image or what. Or they added too much color saturation. I don't know. It just doesn't look right. It's
no,
weird.
they are all
There are a lot
data.
of spaces that have like these red water.
They are all data sets. So basically, uh, the color is just created uniform because every row
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
every row is done on a different day, or every section is done on a different day, and they need to make it uniform just for your palette. So that's why you get like weird colorizations.
Hmm. In that first little picture, well, they say it's a volcano. That middle part, when you zoom in on it, looks weird.